Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today I wanted to do a unique read on what is possible for you. What possibilities are you trying to ascertain right now? It's right in the realm of your dreams, what you're reaching for, what you want, what is available to you when you put your focus and your mind and your intention behind it. So whatever it is right now, I want you to focus on that. If you could have one thing, money wasn't an issue, what would you do? Where would you go? How would you behave? What would you experience? Is it travel? Would you go see family? What is your dream job? Would you create your own company? Would you open a yoga studio? Things like that. I really want you to focus on that for one moment. I'm going to have a sip of water and we're going to make our choices. We have Serenity, Lavender Moon, Silver Moon Fairy, and Entwined. Okay, yeah, this is saying, you know, if you were completely in charge of your life, what would you change? Because you are completely in charge of your life. I know if some of you are teenagers, you're thinking, yes, but I have limitations due to parents, so on and so forth. I'm talking the big picture. You should not feel limited when you can go out, choose your school, your education, your field of study, your whatever you want. Really, really, if you're completely in charge of your whole life, what would you change right now? That's one of the questions that we're going to ask. So let's pretend you have a magic wand, and when you wave it, the things that are bothering you disappear. How would you know that things have changed? What would you be doing differently? For me, I had to identify what were my triggers within my family, within my community, within my job, and I was able to do that quite quickly. As an empath, I'm tagged and pulled into emotional turmoil and pain very easily when it comes to someone in my family, because I can't healthily detach like I can with a client because they're not within my family, you know, and they're not in close range. But I can still feel if they start to say they have a pain somewhere, I can feel it. So that was one of the things that I had to do. I had to identify that, and I can change that now because I say this pain doesn't belong to me. I have to really have healthy detachment so I can make some positive shifts for people that need it, so on and so forth. So that's a really good question, right? These things that bother you could disappear. How would you know they have changed? That's a really good question, isn't it? All of a sudden, would you feel lighter? Would you feel like you were breathing deeper and calmer? Would you be slowing down? That was one of my triggers too, to slow down. I constantly felt like I was racing through life, like there was this mad dash fire under my feet, and I had to get to this finish line to do the next thing without really assessing all my little wins along the way. You know, all these people that are making progress in my team, in my family, in my viewership. You know, I would be speed reading through all those comments. I'd be really happy. I'd cry, laugh, and all of that with everything going on. But I really wouldn't pause long enough to absorb that all in beautifully and really feel everything deep down until, you know, the last 6 months or so, I was able to do that, and it created a more meditative mind. So let's really tap into your stuff and see what's going on. So I just thought this would be so enjoyable because, you know, I have possibility talk to myself all the time. What's possible today? It's nice outside. I went out and I filmed some really great stuff outside and photographed stuff in nature, on moss, in my plants. I played with the cats for the first time in ages outside. The twinkling light on my phone made Citrine go mental, and it was hilarious. So right away, we have the Angel Gate, cleansing, protection, and blessing. So that's really huge, right? What do you want to learn about this? How to cleanse, mentally cleansing. And right now I'm trying to go through a physical cleansing right now too, where I don't imbibe in a lot of salt and sugar. So I will feel my physical best when I'm on my flight, when I'm over at Stonehenge. But we have to work in our parameters, right? We don't want to be dizzy and we don't want to starve ourselves, all of that. Protection. If we felt protection and blessed all the time, how would our life be different if all these wishes could come true? How do you picture your life being different if all these wishes could come true, right? Mine would definitely be that my workspace and living space was very clear and uncluttered and clean and streamlined and feng shui, because I like neatness and orderliness, so I can find things. I have a need for that in my businesses. That's one of it. And another thing would be everybody would be of extreme robust health with great happy attitudes, looking forward to things that they're doing. Wouldn't that be great? Waking up every day. And I do this for myself. I talk myself into this. Our brain listens to what we tell it. So when I say, you're going to get excited, today's going to be awesome, you're going to create amazing jewelry, you're going to create, let me just show you something crazy, how happy this made me. The fact that I had these bright colors that I want to braid together and make like a headdress and stuff out of made me so excited. It was ridiculous. But it was something I had to look forward to. So that's another thing. The possibility talk is what you have to look forward to if you know you're protected and you're blessed in that. It does make a big difference. Right now you have full moon temple too. Oh, I love this. And the full moon is coming on the 9th. It is a snow moon. It is really a moon of blessing. So it's exciting. Celebration, peak, transcendent moment. You guys really are reaching these new understandings spiritually. And for some people, it's a little frightening because it is pretty friggin' amazing when you think of the vastness of everything, of the possibilities of reaching our soulmates, of everything to reach our best possible selves. You know, just suppose you could travel in a time machine and change something that's bugging you. How would you know that the time machine worked? What is bugging you? A lot of people, it's global warming, the carbon footprints. My thing would definitely be, I would like the earth to start repair, the fires to stop in Australia. You know, I would like famines and all of that in Africa so right away I would be on the news after I did that, because that is the deepest wish. You know, the earth is suffering in a lot of capacities, and I don't dwell on that. I hope and I try to send out prayers and do all that, but I don't get depressed about it because that doesn't make a difference. I stay optimistic about the change. So what would you do if, you know, you could do that? Also, how do you want your life to look 10 years from now? This is a transcendent moment. How do you want it to look 10 years? Do you want a very calm, meditative state of mind? You know, a beautiful home? Do you want to be by a lake, by water? Where would you like to be? Because I feel like you're going to be celebrating these big wins in your very near future, because you're going to be feeling good by tapping into these possibilities and knowing that it's your time. It's your time to win. It's your time to be successful. So one of your messages too is surrender. Surrender and allow for what's going on around you. Let other people be what they want to be, do what they want to do, and say what they want to say without getting involved. Just surrender and let everybody be. Just allow it. Such a peaceful, wonderful thing. Oftentimes, have you ever driven home and you thought, oh my God, this person's going to be a colossal a-hole, this person's going to be difficult, they're going to want this, blah, blah. Your mind chatter starts and you already despise everybody in your family because they want a million things from you. You ever just do that? You talk yourself into a bad mood and animosity for no reason. Now, that's one of my biggest leaps that I'm able to do. I'm like, they are simply happy to see you. You're happy to see them. People are excited. Allow for everybody to say and do exactly what they want. You don't have to tap into that energy. You don't have to get involved emotionally. You don't have to be devoured by it. And that is going to give you a sense of balance and calm. And that's your possibility talk too. You have miracles that are about to occur. It's, you know, you're the author of your life story. What do you want to write in it? Start writing right now today, because you have the capacity to make that happen, group one. So beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and comment down below if you like this this style reading. It's just something new that I was trying. I really like that. I'm like, possibility. It's such a cool word, right? So just let me know, and let me know what if you had a magic wand and you wave it, what is bothering that you'd want to disappear, and is there something you can do about that? That's a big thing we have to ask. And mine was definitely, you know, surrendering to what used to ail and aggravate me and just not allow it anymore. Just be like, poof. Yeah, just not play into it. Beautiful. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. Serenity. And all my links are down below if you need a private read. If you want to order your amulets, your blessed amulets, I'm taking to Stonehenge and I'm doing a ritual and filming it and everything. If you go to my Etsy store, you can see that. Email me anything about that. All my links are down below. So now we're on to the lavender moon. So right away, I feel you guys, if you were granted 3 wishes, what would you choose? I mean, not more wishes, not this and that. I know for sure one of mine is that, you know, I wish the world and earth would be healing itself at a meteoric rate. You know, I wish the fires would stop, flooding, tornadoes, all of this, that stuff would become much more and balanced and aligned, and there wouldn't be famine and all of that. And that's one of my biggest ones. And I would have to think about the other two because they sometimes shift, and I would want to be very specific. Just thinking about that makes me feel better. And it also makes us think of the vastness, right? Then we think of our little needs and wants when we get that thing. Oh, well, I really wanted that coat, or I really wanted this. How ridiculous and small it really is, right? So possibility time, dawn watcher, caretaker, guardian, and support. So right now, you guys, you do have emotional support coming with divine guidance and help right now. You do have a guardian angel. I love that. I do feel like someone's watching over you very closely and helping you work things out and helping you caretake for yourself and others around you, because I feel like a lot of you are caretakers. You know, some of you are single moms. A lot of you guys are you look out for disabled parents, things like that. Now, I love this because if you could have your life look a specific way in, say, 5 years, how would that look? Maybe write that down on paper. Where would you be? Would you be in a very calm, meditative mind state where things didn't bother you? Would you be in great physical shape so you felt strong and able to cope with a lot of things? I know if I'm overindulging in too much like oils and sugar and all of that, I go a little haywire. And it's like one of those things where when I eat well and I look after my 3D body, I feel good. My mind feels good. Where would you be in terms of, would you be at a university? Would you have graduated? What would you be certified in? What would be your perfect, spot you want to be in 5 years? I love this too. I love that let's pretend you have a magic wand, and when you wave it, whatever bothers you disappears. What could you do to actually make that happen without that magic wand? Because you are the magic wand. It's your mind. It's the only thing that bothers us is what we decide to let bother us, right? That's the crazy thing. And once we decide, I'm not going to get inveigled in that emotional whirlpool that's going on over there. And I just said with the last group, you ever drive in your driveway or working and go, oh, this a-hole is going to be an a-hole, that person's going to do this. I used to do that at work and get myself so spun out before I even walked in the door that I hated everybody that worked for the company. It was ridiculous. I was like, what am I doing? Again, we cannot be bothered by something unless we allow it. So simply, let's not allow it. That's what this is about. And your caretaker and your guardian angel is going to have you breathe through those instances, breathe through those moments, and be like, listen, I'm looking out the big picture. I'm looking out for the goodness, the light. My perception is more vast. Mountain lights, light beings, portals, subtle energies. You're going to feel this around you in a really epic way. These subtle energies, you're going to see your 777s, your 1111s. You're going to feel bright. Oftentimes, like today, why I feel so epically good is I spent a lot of time outside of my backyard playing with the cats, photographing, and the light was beautiful. And my backyard and my property, it must be some kind of crazy ley line for fairies. It really is. Whenever I go out there, I see all these orbs and lights, and blue jays come in and eagles fly over. It's insane. Like, my yard is nuts, and I love the energy, and I don't know why I don't just live outside constantly in a yurt. And part of that is there's light beings out there, and there's definitely portals to the bigger picture, and outside does that for us. Being by water, being in mountains, being by ley lines, being in these things. Forget it. When I go to Stonehenge, I'm just going to combust. I'm going to turn into stardust because it's going to be too epic for me. It's one of those things where they're there. They're connecting with you. Your light beings making you feel good. You're helping your wishes come true. This is about connection time. What do you look for in a friend? Who is a person you'd like to be friends with? How could you become their friends? What does your teacher do that supports you? Who is your teacher? Is it someone you listen to on YouTube? Is it a friend, a mother? Who is it? Who in your family helps you? Who are the adults that have your back? Who in your life reminds you that you matter and you are important? I hope I do that to some degree, because that's the whole purpose of my channel. You are a high value person. You're worthy. Everybody is unique and quirky and crazy, but everybody is a puzzle piece that's important in this universe, and we have to remember that. So that's going to help you tap into those possibilities of what is there for you. Right now, nature, again, like I was saying before, go out in nature. It's amazing. You feel good. You feel the brightness, the sun, the wind, the smells, the birds, the sounds, everything. And I love how playful and nuts all my cats are. Citrine was placing the reflection of my phone, made light orbs all over, and he was chasing it, and it was hilarious. Listen to your intuition. Listen to the birds. Listen to dogs barking. Listen to every little thing that you can tap into. I'm clairaudient, so sound is super important to me. If you guys can hear, if you really listen, I have meditative mind music playing in the background. It's super calming. It brings me down. It helps me channel. Listen to all the little things that your mind is telling you, your heart is telling you, your soul is telling you, and move in that direction. It's very reparative. It's going to be very expansive. You're going to know when you can trust somebody. You're going to be important to a lot of people, and they're going to be important to you. So believe and feel with every ounce of you that that love is there and that support is there. And that's when the possibilities are going to come in for everything for you, group 2. So beautiful. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. If you want to go to my Etsy store and get your crystal that I'm taking to Stonehenge, and I'm doing rituals and I'm supercharging them, everything is over there, and it's going to be so exciting. And if you have any questions about private readings, anything at all, I'm also excited. I think in a day or two, I'm going to get the new Goddess Provisions box. And I think it's amethyst is the byword for this entire box. So I'm really excited. So beautiful energy. You guys tap in and listen to what your heart and your mind have to say. Get out in nature. It makes a huge difference. It's almost like it blows off all the dust and cobwebs and makes you see clearly again. So beautiful. I also feel like your color is going to be purple. Something about lavender, mood, amethyst. I feel like purple is going to be very healing for you. So beautiful. I'm going to have a sip of water, and then we're going to go on to Silver Moon Fairy. Okay, you guys, let's see what this is all about for you right now. Again, we are talking about all the possibilities that are out there and what we can manifest, and all of this in our mindfulness and things that we're going to tap into that help us and feel better and really have our act together and have self-compassion. You know, what might happen if you embrace the imperfect, vulnerable parts of yourself. We have to do that. I'm quite hard with myself because I used to, like, you know, get up and put on my makeup and do everything. And now I want to work. So it's like every time I look in the mirror, and I love cosmetics and I like to do my hair. But when I don't do it for a few days, I just take a shower and I go about my work. It's like I have compassion for that. I'm like, who am I looking all glamorous for up here in my studio? Calm down. You know what I mean? Have compassion. And I love this Aurora Garden beginning, initiate, and origin. You guys are going to be initiating some really cool stuff because you're realizing the possibilities and you're laying claim to it. Listen, I want to do this. I want to start my own channel. I want to write a book. I want to vlog. I want to do this. So I have to initiate it. I can dream about it all I want. That's where the origin of thought comes in. Now I need to begin it, focus and intention. And here comes Source working right through you to help you evaluate what you need, and you are on the road to doing it. This is how you treat yourself with kindness right now, by doing what your heart is asking you to do intuitively. Spirit of spring, freedom, action, and power. Now, as you guys know, nobody likes to feel like they're being detained or they're hemmed in or they're fenced in. When we have freedom to operate, especially creatives, we feel good. We know when we're inspired is when we want to act. So if we can't, it's irritating to us. When I have a great idea and I'm channeling like a banshee and I'm stoked out of my mind, and all of a sudden my house is in an uproar, or people are in my studio, or stuff just won't stop, and I get really agitated because I always feel like I want to strike while the iron's hot. But you're going to have freedom to do that. And I create that for myself now too, by navigating around that. When is nobody around? How can I be inspired? I go outside. I immediately feel better. Like I was saying before, my house is like a crazy ley line for fairies. There's orbs of light. There's everything out in my garden. I live near a bird sanctuary, so every breed of bird is always in my yard. It's amazing. I have gophers, turkeys run around my yard. It is insane. And I love that. And I feed off that energy, and it helps me initiate, it helps me feel freedom, and it helps activate me to have more personal power to do what I want. So ask yourself, what makes you feel powerful? What makes you want to step into action? Is it a little bit of exercise? Is it reading something inspirational? Is it hearing something inspirational? That's another thing. If I hear a really great reader or speaker on YouTube, I feel galvanized to do something. It gives me ideas. It helps me generate some really cool stuff. So what's the most supportive message you can tell yourself right now? That everything is possible to you, right? Everything is ready for you when you want it. Go in and step into that power, and it's going to be available to you. That's what I do. I'm like, there's no stopping. You can have whatever you want whenever you want it. And it's a huge game changer, right? It stops all that resistant enchantment. I feel like some really cool, something is coming into your life to enchant you and entreat you to try to see things in a more kind of dreamy, lovely, floaty, whimsical way, instead of everything so 3D or serious. I do this, like I went out and I was touching the branches off my tree, and I was finding ones that were very live, like live shoots from the trees, so I could make a kind of crown and headdress out of it. I'm practicing some stuff, and I all of a sudden just got lost in revelry, and I was picturing it with feathers and crystals and everything on it. And it just brought me to a really beautiful, bright light place that I absolutely love. So be enchanted by something. Oftentimes, sitting by water can transport us to that place the most quickly. It's one of those things, that floaty, emotional, light, drifty, gorgeous energy that just seeps through our bones and makes us think of beautiful fairy-like things and light and anticipation for good things and mermaids, all those things that are whimsical. Really tap into that and be enchanted by it. That's why I love Camelot, is one of my favorite all times. Arthurian legends are my favorite. Truth. Now this is beautiful. This is saying if there is something in your orbit or life and you don't believe it to be true, a person, a scenario, a job, whatever, you're going to get to the bottom of the issue in the matter right away. Say, nope, this is not working. This is not truth. This is not my truth too. You're going to be speaking up for your truth and what you want. You know, what comfort can you give yourself through any experience? Mine is quiet music. I like reggae. That gives me comfort. If anything is very turmoil, because my mind is very fast and it's always planning, you know, a mutable fire. So I'm always like, blah, 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 and I'm like, shut the hell up and calm down, or you're never going to get anything done. I have to listen to things that are calming. Like I always joke with my son, I'm like, get the horse tranquilizer, and that's reggae. And then we start playing reggae because we have to get to the truth, to what ails us, to what's possible to us, to what's the most supportive thing in our life. When do we need to recharge? What would we change if we started to treat ourselves like our own best friend? All of that. Ask yourself these truths. And because you're doing that, you're going to elevate to a place of aligning with your true path, purpose, and love and wisdom for yourself in a really epic way, group 3. So I love that for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you want a private read, if you want to check out the, I'm going to supercharge all those crystals that I have in my Etsy store and bring them to, and they're marked that they're called supercharged crystals. I'm going to be bringing them with me to Stonehenge and doing a ritual and filming it. If you want to get yours now before they fly all out. I mean, thank you guys for all the beautiful response on that. I was like, oh my God, I'm making lists, and I have little private cards for each one of you that ordered, and you're going to see it, and I'm going to hold it up in front of Stonehenge and bless it. It's going to be so great. So all of those are in my Etsy store. Anything else you guys need to know, my Patreon, everything is down there. Yeah, love and support yourself, and you're going to find all this new initiations of a lighter, brighter way available to you, and you're going to feel free. We're only as imprisoned or as free as we perceive we are, right? So when we tell ourselves, I can do anything, go anywhere, be anything, now I'm going to make that possible. See ya. And that's what you're doing. Blossoming, beaming, and being the bright, beautiful, shiny, gorgeous entity that you are. So I love that, Silver Moon Fairy. Suitable name for you, and I think that should be your name. Whoever chose this, I want you to comment, I'm a Silver Moon Fairy, because you are. Okay, I'm going to have a sip of water, and then we're going to begin with Entwined. Okay, you guys, so right away, I feel like this is a double-edged sword. This can be entwined. You have new love coming in, some of you, your soulmates, and that's the entwined. Your hearts, your energy is going to be all entwined. And then some of you guys, the other side of the coin is that you're entwined with certain elements, people, or places that are no longer serving you, and it's feeling more like a weight around your ankle that's dragging you down. You need to identify what that is. Where am I spending time with certain people or places that it doesn't generate love and energy and excitement anymore, and why am I doing that? Mine used to be just like browsing. Like I get anxious when I go in big stores because I feel like I might need things even though I need nothing. I know that for a fact because anything I need, you know, always just picks up, you know, if we need toothpaste or whatever. Of course, I always need new tarot decks 24/7, but I've got that under control now. But it's one of those things, I just want that, but there's nothing I truly need except for peace of mind and to be able to focus on what I'm doing now. So what are we entwined in, or what should we be entwined in, sort of thing? Remind yourself that love is definitely more powerful than fear. So what changes do we need to make so our focus is on love? I get so many clients that are like, they're in new love scenarios and they get so worried right away because they think, A, they're not enough, or the other person is going to change or want somebody else, or is putting on a false front, or all these things. And I thought, why, when you just discover something that makes you so happy, do you invite fear into that? I plead, you guys, if that's you and you just found some new love, Don't allow that to come in. Don't allow mistrust. Don't allow your ego to say, well, I could do better. They're going to want to do better. Or I need. It's all of these things where just go through these feelings. Feel good. Feel how lovely it is to be loved and cherished. Allow for it to unfold. Don't rush. Don't have to stamp and label everything. Just let it flourish. It's very important. A lot of people, they forget. I understand that it's one of those things where it's like when we really want something. That's like if somebody gave me a Fabergé egg, I would freak out because right away I'd be like, I can never have anybody touch this because they would break it. You know what I mean? I would be fearful of it. And then I thought, why? Everything is temporary and it's just a thing. Yes, it's a priceless, amazing thing. And it is my dream thing to have because the craftsmanship is superb. But I'm not going to lose sleep over something that is only a material object, right? So open like the lotus, flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. You are maturing. You're maturing in your attitude towards other people, towards yourself. You're being more loving and compassionate. What are some ways you can treat yourself with care and gentleness? What are some of those things? Can you love yourself even when you make a big mistake? It's like we don't know everything. We don't go to expert level anything right away. How can we embrace what we want and push away things that we don't want and say no thank you to low vibration? Because you do have a flowering spirit right now and you're identifying what that is. You know too much salt, sugar, or listening to too much crap TV, or listening to gossip, or listening to inner dialogue that isn't healthy is not good for you. So you can push that away and then pull in the most supportive messages to yourself. Listen to people that tell you you're valuable and lovely like you are. Treat yourself like your own best friend. What do you need to do to feel safe in any environment, at home, at work? Stipulate that, set those boundaries, and don't let anybody step over them. Don't let people take credit when it's yours. Don't let people take your resources when it's yours. Things like that. You're going to step up, stand out, and succeed. I definitely feel like you are flowering, you are maturing, you're knowing, listen, there are people in the world that are out for everything they can get. I'm going to identify who they are and I'm going to stay the hell away from them. Then there are loving, beautiful, whimsical souls that are of my tribe, and that's who I'm hanging with. And I don't have to watch my back all the time because they don't want anything but who I am. And that's very true. This age of Aquarius, tribes people are coming in left, right, and center and finding their true companion. So get ready for that as well. Now, the healing temple of lunar light is about your life cycles, energy healing, and communication. This is you communicating what you want to reach your highest self. Again, those boundaries, saying no when you mean no. You're not going to do favors for people and people please. No, thank you. And you're definitely going to stand up and communicate that somebody is off center when they're acting a fool and acting crazy or acting entitled. I feel like a few of you have family members that are like, oh, I'm going to borrow your car. Oh, I'm going to borrow this. Oh, thanks. Oh, aren't you going to do this favor for me? And here's the glitch about once being overly available to people. When you're all of a sudden not, they're so entitled to your time and resources that they act like an a-hole. Like, oh, you've always done that before. Yeah, that was then and this is now. Thank you. Welcome to my new reality. Join in. Here's the door if you don't like it. Absolutely. There are times when we have time and resources to give. There are times when we don't. And when people act like we should be doing for them, we're going to let them know what's what, right? Because your new life cycle is you healing, you taking time for yourself, you being in a restful, beautiful mind phase, right? Always talking to yourself like you're someone you love and treating yourself with kindness right now. Hey, you tired? You rest. Hey, you over a situation? Leave. You know, what is like fear telling you need right now? Fear will usually tell us, we need to look better. We need to have more money. We need to have a bigger house. We need to have a better car. People only like us if we have A, B, and C, right? That's fear and ego. See how garbagey that is? It's all materialistic. It's all egomaniacal. It's bullshit. So if feeling had a color right now, what color would it be? My feeling right now is bright, bright red. I've been outside. I feel fully stoked, energized. I came in. I'm doing several reads for different things right now, and I feel good, invigorated. My voice is very strong. I feel awesome. So that is the color I see. Identify your color. Is it on the lower spectrum? I love the deep purple feeling too. You're just so calm. You almost feel like you're cosmically high, even though you're not on drugs. You ever get that where you're just like, how did I even think that? Is that even a normal, rational thought? But it's really deep and it's really awesome. And it's like fairy juice. You're just like, that is friggin' amazing. And every once in a while I'll see an affirmation like that and I'll go, wow, that is some serious fairy juice. It's like Kool-Aid but better. Yes. In fact, I'm gonna have a t-shirt and a hat made up said fairy juice. You know, notice what sensations are in your body. Describe how you feel. Right now, I feel super tingly. My ears are buzzing. Of course, they always are. My fingertips are tingly, and I feel very light. I feel like my center is very light, and like I have crazy ostrich legs. Like I could run, and I'm not a runner. You know what I mean? Like my limbs feel very buoyant and light. How do you feel right now? Do you have a little place in your body where you feel pain, where it feels tight? Do you feel loose? Do you have any muscles that ache? How does your head feel most of all? Clear and light? Your third eye, all of that. Identify these things because they're important in this kind of journey, and they help you ascertain a lot. And how do you relate to frustration right now, and how do you relate to joy right now? I feel like that's part of the question too. I relate to joy where I want to spread it. As soon as I feel joyful, good, I want to be around my children, my animals, and spread that, right? When I feel frustrated, I retire and I become the hermit, and I try to work it out quietly within myself because I have a shorter fuse, right? I don't have the bandwidth to deal with other people's problems or issues when I'm in that mind frame. So you're going to be able to identify where to go when you feel a certain way. And it's really going to help the playing field for you, and your body's going to release the stress. You're going to feel stronger. The heaviness will dissipate. Now, whenever I want to bring in a light, bright kind of sensation, I try to smell lavender. I try to smell some kind of flowers, oils. I love coconut. Things are light and lively. So have those things around, these things that embellish and embody how you want to feel and sensations, because the olfactory nerves are one of the strongest. They can catapult us. Pine, if I smell pine, I'm in my aunt's forest in Maine. It's remarkable. It's very healing. So again, you guys, you're going to know the possibilities. You're going to know they're all endless. You're going to tap into this beauty and magic. You're going to be present, alive, and definitely healing on a major energetic level. So I'm very excited for you. If you guys are new to my channel, Group 4, welcome. My name is Melanie. Thanks for watching my video. I publish every single day, and I hope you guys are doing good. All my links are down below if you need a private read, if you want to go to my Etsy store, support me on my Patreon channel. Everything is down there. Come to me on Instagram too. It's Sparkrist11. I have lots of contests for free reads, crystals, jewelry, everything. I love to give back and talk to people over there too. It's like a great platform to chat with you guys and hang out and get to know you as well. So love and light, you guys. Thanks again.